Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So in the previous videos, we have seen a couple of configurations of SQS and AWS Lambda function. So in this video, we will just see the important points you should take care when you are attaching an SQS trigger to a Lambda function. So let's take one Lambda function. So we have already gone through some of the configs. So in this video overall, while creating a lambda and to that lambda, if you are attaching any SQS, these are the things you need to take care. So let's say this is a lambda function, dummy lambda function, and we are attaching a SQS trigger so that whichever message is pushed to this SQS, this lambda will be triggered, it will be received and it will be processed. So while attaching any SQS, so the first point you need to take care is the visibility timeout of this SQS, whichever you are selecting, should be greater than the lambda timeout. So lambda timeout, you can check here, general configuration, this is 15 minutes. And let's go to SQS. We will check what is visibility timeout. So if you check here, there is visibility timeout. So whichever SQS you are attaching here, the SQS visibility timeout should be always greater than the lambda timeout, because if lambda timeout is or visibility timeout is lesser than the lambda timeout, if the message is getting processed using lambda and visibility timeout is gets over, then the same message will come to the queue again and it will process again without completing the first one. So it will leads to a duplicate request. So this is the first point you need to take care. And the second point is batch size. So this can be, here you see the maximum number can be 10,000. So suppose if you are written a code in your lambda function such a way that you can handle multiple messages in a single request, then you can keep whichever number or bigger number you want. If you don't handle the many messages, because if we keep a bigger number here, those many messages can be received in a single request in an array of records, and your lambda needs to iterate on those records and process. If your lambda is handling it, then it is good to keep a big number, otherwise keep 1. So this is the second point. And there is one more, maximum concurrency. Suppose if there are 1,000 requests or 1,000 messages pushed to this SQS at a time, then there will be 1,000 lambda invocations and it will lead to heavy processing of this lambda. So that will lead to many timeouts. If same all messages is trying to access some service inside your lambda, then that service will break. So to control that maximum concurrency, even though 1,000 messages are pushed, it will process only 10 by 10. It will process only 20 by 20. So you can choose here what is the concurrency it needs to run. So this is the third main point you need to consider. So I hope you understood the main points you need to take care while creating a SQS trigger to a lambda. And one more logical point is this timeout. Don't keep this timeout whichever is maximum available. So here we have kept 15 minutes because it is the maximum it is allowed. So if you know your lambda processing will take So this is timeout is very important for this Lambda. If you know your Lambda processing doesn't take more than 5 minutes, then keep the timeout as 5 minutes. Don't keep 10 minutes or 15 minutes. If something goes in wrong in Lambda, then it will keep on running till 15 minutes instead of breaking after 5 minutes. So if something goes wrong and your Lambda keeps on running till 15 minutes, then it will increase your AWS cost. So always keep your timeout according to your Lambda code or Lambda processing. So this is the fourth important point. The first point is the visibility timeout. The second point we have seen is the batch size. The third point we have seen is maximum concurrency. And the last point we have seen is general configuration this timeout. So these are the 4 points you need to take care while attaching an SQS trigger to a Lambda. So I hope you like this video. Share my video to your friends and thank you for watching.